Dear Clippers, the Falmouth Public Schools is actively shaping the modern learning culture to elevate teaching and learning for all students. This awesome and essential work will be measured by our vision of a graduate, which our instructional leadership team has come to aptly refer to as charting the course to graduation. And as the district engages in this focused look at the future, we are nurturing a culture of learning that capitalizes on our systems of support and allows us to create student-centered learning environments. In the early phases of our work, Falmouth educators secured online learning for credit recovery and enrichment, created curricular programming in technology and computer science, and built STEM labs for applied learning. Among our more recent efforts, we have provided one-to-one Chromebooks for our students in grade 5 to 12, launched teacher-led professional development, secured a learning management system, dedicated locations for makerspaces, and began to develop blended lessons. Together, we are implementing strong teaching practices that promote student empowerment, putting our students first as leaders in their own learning. Therefore, we believe that personalized learning is essential for developing students who are college, career, and life ready. Elevation of student learning experiences begins with the recognition and amplification of student voice and ultimately student choice. Personalized learning tailors learning for each student's strengths, needs, and interests, and at the risk of being redundant, I have to underscore that personalized learning empowers students to take ownership of some aspects of their learning and to appreciate their teachers as coaches and guides to deeper learning. Relationships matter. I prepared this message for you with intention and forward thinking. As the superintendent of the Falmouth Public Schools, I understand that the future of learning and of work requires new skills in which learning extends beyond the walls of the classroom and the hours of the school day. I believe that you, too, have engaged in reflection and observation that has led you to a similar understanding as you witness firsthand the changing profile of today's learners and the challenges they face. Together, we are at the precipice of transforming teaching and learning. This transformation demands that we ground learning in real-world challenges that promote students' understanding and application of concepts and principles while diminishing more traditional practices like direct presentation of facts and concepts with rote assessments tied to simplistic recall. The future of learning requires our students to be able to access new and old information alike. They will need the skills to make sense of what they find, evaluate the quality, and apply their new knowledge to the task at hand. They will be asked along the way to fail fast, fail often, fail forward. And through those failures, they will develop a new disposition for learning along with the skills required for today and tomorrow. Over the next decade, we will foster students' abilities to navigate learning that calls on multidisciplinary approaches to sense-making, engage in learning that is increasingly project-based and calls on students to both individually and collectively engage their problem-solving skills to seek solutions, collaborate, and communicate with peers and adults, express their creativity and curiosity, reflect on the steps and stages of iterative learning process as well as learning outcomes, interact with peers and the community in relevant and authentic learning contexts and experiences, demonstrate perseverance and resilience, solve problems and engage in inquiry, innovate to seek increasingly novel solutions to complex problems and challenges, and to lead. To foster students' development of these critical skills, educators are able to leverage technology as one among a range of diverse instructional resources to personalize the learning experience and assessments for each student. Use of technology is essential to preparing flexible thinkers and perennial learners poised for the success in an ever-changing and increasingly global society. The shared intent among instructional leaders in the district is that technology-infused formative experiences present learners with a myriad of opportunities to engage in rich, real-world, and collaborative learning. A progression of student learning and assessment that is interest and/or need-driven and teacher-guided in a variety of contexts is one element. Another is that such learning must extend beyond classroom walls for dynamic, anytime, anywhere learning that is appropriately paced for student success. One way to begin to break down the walled classroom and extend the boundaries of time for our students is to offer blended learning, which does not replace authentic learning, but rather extends it. Designing learning situated in our community allows us to see parks, beaches, and businesses as living classrooms. Our students forge relationships and even partnerships with the community, as together they deepen and extend learning for each other. Blended learning stretches across a variety of instructional modes, including, but not limited to, digital, audio, visual, written, and kinesthetic, to enable educators and their students to both teach and learn, whether in person or virtually, synchronously or asynchronously, and the core content and standards. To ensure students have access to the internet outside our classrooms, leaders in our district are working to identify community, business, and public areas in which students can gather and collaborate with safe access to Wi-Fi. As we advance our efforts, we will equally work to advance access and opportunity for all students to be successful learners navigating the waters toward graduation. In preparing our students to be college, career, and life ready, we must provide them with ample opportunities to be creators and critical consumers of information. Some students have these opportunities as an extension of their family networks. Others may gain such opportunities when they enter college or career. Yet others may not have access to the framework for learning about which we speak. Therefore, as a district, we will work to provide access, equity, and opportunity to a relevant, engaging, and high-quality education for all Falmouth students. As you have heard, this statement is one about the vision of the classroom of the future. One that is unwalled, untimed, and personalized. One that requires educators who are able to facilitate learning and showcase their passion for inquiry, discovery, and creativity. One that emphasizes students first. Let's set sail together.